what's your opinion on the new kickoff rule, and how do you think it's going to work? We've already heard from some other head coaches where Sean McVay says it kind of looks weird to him, and a lot of coaches aren't showing their hand in preseason, or at least aren't going to expect it to. Sean Payton thinks that the league should tweak the rule to place the ball in the 35 if it's a touchback, that the 30 is not appreciably too much real estate for a coach like yourself to give up rather than risk a quick pop through a line and a return. What are your thoughts on it, Doug?
I kind of agree with all those statements. It is different. When I watched the Hall of Fame game, it is different. It's different for the fans. I'll tell you this, from an excitement standpoint, from a game standpoint, I think it's going to bring back some excitement. I think it's one of the and it always has been, the kickoff and kickoff return has always been, one of the more exciting plays in football. One of the greatest return men, just went into the Hall of Fame in Devin. And, guys like that are going to start making comebacks, so to speak, and in this league, because, the excitement, I think, of the return game is going to be back. I think that, kickers, we're going to experiment with different types of kicks. I think you're going to see some line drives. You can't really hang balls up anymore like you used to, but at the same time, I think the kickers are going to, experiment with it. It's going to be different. I'll be honest with you, it's going to be different. It's going to look a little strange, when we play Kansas City on Saturday and lining up. I know coaches aren't going to show their hand, right now, but at the same time, I think you still have to experiment with it, and maybe some of these joint practices in camp can lend some assistance with the two teams, maybe showing a little bit more, but who knows? I do think though that the excitement will come back, and you'll see more returns, bigger returns anyway. In our game. Do
you agree with Sean in the fact that somebody like yourself, late in the game, in a position where you're up, that the 30-yard line is like no problem, just kick it deep. We'll play defense here, and the 35 would make you think differently? Do you think?
I agree with that. I mean, now you're, if you're only up maybe 2 or 3 and a field goal ties or wins the game, I mean, those are all things you have to consider, right? And if you put the ball at the 35-yard line, now they only have to go, 25 to 30 yards potentially and now you're in field goal range with some of these kickers today. So it does change the strategy a little bit. But I do think, if a lot of balls are being returned for scores, you might see a few more touchbacks.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.